What's happening, YouTube? Back in the Day Gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel for this Halloween episode. Today we're gonna switch it up a little. We're still talking about retro games, but we're gonna talk about retro Halloween imports. We've never done that before, and I think I got some here that you're gonna want to see. So before we get into these games, we're going to have a drink. Today we're drinking Faygo Candy Apple. Yeah, I've been saving this sucker. Actually had it in a cooler full of ice. Been saving it for today. Got my jack-o'-lantern cup. Oh, there's already something in there. What is that? It's vodka. Who put vodka in my glass? This Faygo Candy Apple is fucking delicious. It tastes like candy apple. You know what? It's even better with vodka. Yep. So, ho ho ho, happy Halloween. We're just over here. We're keeping it real. After this video, I'm watching Addams Family. Because, yeah, that's what I do. While I eat a big bowl of blueberry. That's what's going to happen. But right now we're talking about retro Halloween video games. No, that's not right. We are doing that. We're talking about retro Halloween import video games. Because that is the title of this episode. I was never an import guy. Whenever somebody mentioned import, usually had to do with music. Just turned off, didn't care. But years ago, when I got into collecting things via eBay, because things you couldn't get your hands on, I stumbled upon the ones everybody thinks we're going to talk about. And these are the very first two import games I ever got. Two of the best. Kid Dracula on Famicom. And Splatterhouse or Wanpaku Graffiti on the Famicom. These are both awesome games. Love them both. But we're not going to talk about them. Because we're not. We're going to talk about three other games that I stumbled upon. And some of you may be well aware of them and the source material. But I am not aware of the source material, but I'm aware of the games because I have them. So the first game we're going to talk about is a fantastic Super Famicom game called Go-Go Ackman. As I said, I am not aware of the source material, but apparently this has to be something that people know about because there's more than one of these games, and this game itself is fucking fantastic. So, I usually judge a game, the big three. Graphics, controls, sound. The graphics on this are top-notch. Love them. There are better games on the Famicom, the Super Famicom and the Super Nintendo graphically, but this one nails it. It's definitely A+. The controls are absolute spot on, completely perfect, and the sound is a banger as well. As I said, I am not aware of the source material, so I don't know what this is. I don't speak Japanese. I'm guessing it's some cartoon anime thing that you all know about, and you think I'm an idiot because I have no idea what it is, but I have no idea what it is. Basically, I think you're a vampire. That's what it looks like to me. He appears to have fangs. He never drinks anyone's blood, but you being the protagonist, assuming you're the good guy because you're the hero of the story, and the bad guy appears to be this angel, which kind of flip-flops it. Usually the angels are the good guys, but in this game they're the bad guys, so that makes it extra Halloween-y. You got this little demon that follows you around and collects the souls of the enemies that you kill, which is one of my favorite touches to any game that I can think of to date. I just love that part. There's a good amount of diverse enemies in this game as well, which I like and you need for a good game. None of them really super stand out, but there's a good assortment of them. The bosses, they're big. You know I like me a big boss sprite, and this game's got it in spades. None of the bosses are particularly hard. They're all like 3 hits and they're dead, which I kind of like. You know what you're going into when you get into that boss fight. But they aren't the best bosses themselves, but they all look good, and they've got the large sprites, which is something I always look for in a game. The game itself has a very diverse selection of levels. Mostly it's a platformer, which you start out at, but then the second level, you're driving this car, which was fucking hard as hell at first. I got it down and now it's really easy, but it took me forever to beat this damn cardboard. I like it. It's got a cool gimmick to it. You're not just driving the car, you gotta get over the things, use the bombs to get you over humps that you can't jump. Cool, good idea, neat. There's more platforming. This other board where you're on the raft. That one it's cool. I like the cardboard a lot more, but that was, a cool little twist. They're spicing it up in Go-Go Ackman. There's a few sub-weapons. The main one's this screen-clearing bomb, which is obviously always helpful. I tend to save those and hoard them for boss battles. The gun is my favorite for sure, but they're few and far between. And unfortunately, when you have it, as soon as you get hit, you lose it. This game's got so much cool stuff going for it. I really like the intro. The game itself is great, but my favorite part, like I said, is that demon with the jar that collects the souls of the enemies you killed. Really makes me want to know what the hell they're saying in this text, but I said it before, I'll say it again, I don't speak Japanese. Aside from a few parts here and there, the game itself is pretty damn easy. You've got infinite continues, so that really makes most games beatable, unless we're talking about Ghosts and Goblins, and then it only makes beating it possible. The only negative thing that comes to mind when talking about this game is the fucking knockback. But since the game itself is rather easy and nothing like Castlevania, can't really compare it to that, but the knockback is similar. There's not a whole lot of parts where it ends up really fucking you over, but knockback's knockback. I would definitely categorize this game as fama-crazy. It's got a lot of really weird shit going on in it that you don't seem to see in the games that came out here. Only in them Famicom cartridges. So I have nothing but really good things to say about Go-Go Ackman. It's not very expensive. I picked it up a while ago. Not sure what it goes for now, but I want to say I got it for 20 bucks. It's a pretty common game out there, so if you're bidding on eBay, lowball them. Right there, Go-Go Ackman. Game number 1 on this retro Halloween import list. Parched, a lot of talking there. The next game we're going to talk about on this list is none other than Go-Go Ackman 2. This game is absolutely more of the same, only not as good. Somehow the controls aren't as tight as in the first one. The character sprites I like a little less. For the most part they're the same, but just they weren't as sharp. There were a couple things like a little cutesy werewolf looking thing that in the first game looked a lot cooler than the version in the second one. But that's a small gripe. So I played through the entire first Go-Go Ackman, and I'm only just now discovering that holding down the attack button gives you a... Spooky! Ooh. Nice, thanks. As I was saying, so I just realized now that after playing through the whole first game, just starting the second game, holding down the attack button does a charge attack, which would have really helped. I mean, the first game was easy, there was nowhere I was stuck, but I beat it without even knowing that, which makes me feel stupid, but here we are. Apparently, these two fuckers from the first game are back to tag team up against you. I guess that's kind of cool. It's like keeping the theme going. I guess if you knew, like I said, the source material and what the hell GoGoAckman is, and you could read these Japanese subtitles, it might mean a lot more, but right now, I just think it's a cool little thing that these two guys are back and this time they team up against you. I'm not exactly sure why I don't like this game as much as the first one, but I think it's because the controls aren't as tight. Pretty sure that's the reason. You know, I'm not saying this is a bad game, it's not. And if I hadn't played it back to back, I may never have even noticed the little things that I don't like about the second game. But since I did play them back to back, there are things I don't like about it. And since it's just more of the same, we're just gonna cruise right past it and be done with GoGoAckman 2. Yeah. So, the next game we're going to talk about is another Super Famicom title, imported from Japan, and that is, how do you pronounce this? It's pronounced GoGoAckman 3. Yeah, there's 3 of these fucking games. So, the source material for this must be a big deal. Let me know in the comments what it is, because, I mean, I guess I could just punch it in on YouTube, but I'm not going to. Right off the bat, this game is reverted back to part 1. The graphics are more like the first, only even a little better, and the controls are back to being spot on, with sword in hand. Once again, not being able to read Japanese, I have no idea what the hell's going on here, but it's starting off similar to part 2, with the angel in the mech thing, which I'm sure is a big part in the story, but since I don't know the story, I have no idea what the hell it means, and it just seems extra fucking weird. A major upgrade in part 3 from both 1 and 2 is that you don't lose the gun subweapon as soon as you get hit in part 3, which is great, because the gun is fun. Here's these two fucking jackoffs again, only this time in the third game, they're coming at you with a third accomplice. The background on this stage, I think, is fucking fantastic. Check it out, it looks super cool. The bridge coming at an angle, and that's quality right there. Quality graphics. A super cool twist here is that after this battle, you get to choose which vehicle you want. So all 3 of their vehicles are left, and you get to pick one. Obviously, we're picking the attack chopper. I gotta be honest, I never even tried picking one of the other 2 vehicles, so it could have been cool, but this chopper board is fucking fun. You're tearing it up, it fires well, controls well, it's just another solid board in this game. Then you come to this really long, weird cutscene. I have no idea what the hell is going on, but it looks like a pretty intense conversation. Check this dude out, he's fucking cool as hell looking. I mean, he's jacked, look at his quads. It's like the biggest legs I've ever seen in a video game. He does have quite the outfit on as well. I'm really interested in his backstory. And then this happens. And I'm kind of at a loss for words. Because I've never seen anything like this in a video game before. And it's just defines Famicrazy. So it's killing me not knowing what the hell is going on here, but I gotta say that I have never wanted to be able to read Japanese more in my entire life. Let's just keep an eye on this and watch it play out. What the fuck is going on? So that's a perfect place to stop, because there's no topping that, right? That was the cherry on top. I mean, it happened. You saw it. I don't know what to say, really. It's fucking Famicrazy. So that alone is a great reason to dive into some imports. Don't you think? aside from these games being good, well, 1 and 3 being good and 2 being okay, 1 and 3 are really good. And then that happened in 3. And I'm dying to know how that whole thing plays out. And I'm going to find out. Then, you know, you got your vanilla games too that are awesome. Kid Dracula, Splatterhouse. There's more. We could go on. These are just the ones that popped into my head to be Halloween-y. And to be honest, I was playing Go-Go Hackman 1 because it's one of the games I like to play around Halloween time. So, I'm very interested in knowing the backstory and some source material action on Go-Go Hackman. So, drop me some links in the comments of something I could go to. And maybe more importantly, let me know some other import games that I'm not aware of, because I'm sure there's a whole hell of a lot of them. And I'm interested. So thanks for tuning into my channel, everybody. So it happened again. I was yammering on for so long that the recording stopped. So we may have missed something. But let's be honest, it probably wasn't that important. As always, thanks for tuning into my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Have a fucking happy Halloween. And until next time, YouTube, keep it retro.